Right then, hello everyone. So, today, training, was it oh, I have to look at I always have to do this. Train yourself, that's the topic. Hi there, Peter. I can see you've changed your, A to a capital A. You didn't need to on my account, but I know I did say, but yeah, I'm very happy that you have done. It fits in with my OCD now. Peter Ray Adventures. It all works, but you didn't need to change it on my account. But yeah, Andy's in there. Hi Andy. Did you comment on my last podcast? I'm not sure where I saw a comment pop up, but I don't know whether I checked it or not. We've got is that Landalf in there? Is that how you say that? Lil Landalf? Lil Landalf, am I close? I think it's something like that anyway. Leslie is in there, hi there. I didn't on your account oh no, you make me feel so not special now. I thought you were trying to make me feel special by changing it, and you did it for me, but okay, maybe not. Leslie, hi there Leslie. So yeah, that's everyone for now, so I'll just wait till a few more people pop in. Drop your questions in the chat please for today, and yeah, we'll get on with it. I didn't want the S on the end. So, yeah, when you change your username on YouTube, can you change it regularly? Or, I thought there was, or is that eBay? Is it on eBay where you can't change it? Like, once you've changed it, you have to wait 60 days or something. DW, it's cool. Add DW? Don't worry. I'm pretty bad with the, what are they called? Acronyms. I can get most of the common ones, but DW, no, I didn't know. I know DM, that doesn't matter, isn't it? We've got Hitman UK in the chat, hi there, and we've got Corey in the chat. Yeah, so first off, obviously, I wanted to quickly touch on the clip show. I was amazed of how well it went down. I did get a little bit of negativity in the thumbs, in the thumbs up, thumbs down kind of arena, but I'm used to that, so I can't really complain about that. However, all the comments were positive. It was so lovely to see that so many of my regulars were on board with what I was doing and kind of got the humour in one way. So I'm just so thankful for everyone for watching it. Even if you just watched a small segment of it, because I know it was quite a long video. When I was putting it together, actually, I was thinking to myself, oh my god, this is going to be so long, because I was getting all the footage, and I was thinking, oh no, I did that video, and I really want to put that video into this clip show. So I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm never going to fit all this in. I actually forgot to put in the reselling poem that I did. I don't know where that video's gone. I didn't actually check to see where that video is. Probably on my channel somewhere in the depths, in the deep depths of my channel, but I forgot to actually download that and put that into the clip show. But yeah, so I was really happy to see so many people that enjoyed it, and yeah, I was so happy when I was making it. It was such a good thing to make, just clipping all this stuff together and being able to realise some of my comedy as well, some of the more visual comedy that I was doing. It was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I was really happy. And what else did I want to say as well? There's something else I want to say. Oh yeah, and it got really good views as well. I was like, it got like I think it was like 600 views within 24 hours. So I was like, oh my, I wasn't expecting that, because I was thinking it might get like 300 views within 24 hours. Like, you know, my core audience might watch it. But yeah, a lot of people seem to watch it, and I was quite taken back by that, because I thought, you know what, probably a lot of my subscribers, they're not too into the whole comedy or clip shows and stuff. So yeah, I didn't think that many people would watch it, but in the end, yeah, it went all round, it was brilliant. So I was happy with that. There was a couple of parts in it that, you know, I would have maybe liked to change. There's a couple of parts that in it where I went off the script a little bit, and there was a few lines in it that I said in the intro that I thought, it wasn't the strongest comedy, but I think the physical comedy made up for the maybe some little parts of the lackluster in the narration. Overall though, I think the narration was pretty good. In terms, if I'm reflecting on it just very quickly in terms of my acting, I think with Babs, that was some of the best acting I've done yet from, you know, from like, you know, the date night comedy short. I was horrendous, like, as acting when I was trying to be a woman in that. My acting was appalling in that, quite frankly. But I was really, really happy with how I acted as Bads, how I used my hand gestures, how I used my eyebrows. I was trying to really play on how he would be as a character, how he would hold himself, and that was actually part of the script as well, which was quite funny. But no, I was really happy with how I acted in that. I was actually, the standard was raised from other comedy shorts that I did. So yeah, I was really happy. Anyway, I won't ramble about that anymore. Any questions in the chat, then please do whack them in there. Yes, Bads was worryingly good. Oh yeah, Andy's got my deep little secret. Bads is like my alter ego or something. No, I'm only joking. Well, in some respects, he is a bit of my alter ego, and that's where I got the character from. But at the same time, there is a lot of padding out in the character. There's a lot of over the top exaggerations. Like, obviously, I'm not an omnisexual porn star, so that's an over exaggeration. But I mean, like, the kind of the alpha male sort of role, if I may say that. You know, sort of that role. That's kind of a little bit associated with if I had an alter ego, or if I do have an alter ego. I think that is associated with that style of personality. So yeah, but it was worryingly good, because for one, I've practiced it a hell of a lot. You know, I've been padding out Bads as a character for 3, 4, 5 months, but also because it originates with me anyway. So yeah, it was worryingly good. Sue, I nearly said Stu then, sorry Sue. That was funny ads, but please leave the banana at home next time. I knew that it would be on the edge for people, because my style of comedy is very much, it comes from, you know, like Bottom and, like, you know, Ade Edmondson, Wick Mail, the kind of crude comedy, or the kind of violent comedy, but maybe not so much the violent, but more the crude. That's what I identify with most. So my comedy can be a little bit crude in that way. So and I've not done that before. I've done, obviously, in the date night, I've done like physical comedy in the sense of, you know, the bubble wrap bar and the flat iron weights or whatever they were. But I've not done physical comedy in the sense of being crude, and I wanted to play that side a little bit, because that's the side that, if I was watching it, I would relate most to it. You know, I would kind of relate most to it, and I would get a laugh from that. Now, that might not be the best way to look at it while I'm trying to structure a clip show or a comedy short, because I need to be looking at it more as the audience. But certainly in that instance, I just wanted to do something that would be crude, and that would be a bit more towards my own taste in comedy. But I think in the future there's so many different routes I want to go with comedy, not just the crude. And even, like, try and get into the drama a little bit more, so less comedy but more drama. I tried to do that a little bit with the second comedy short I did, but it didn't play out in the way I wanted. So I think I need to restructure that, and if I were to do something like a drama, like a reselling drama, it would be more dramatic and less trying to... Because what I was trying to do in the comedy short, the second one, I was trying to infuse drama and comedy together, and it's something that doesn't really go that well. Obviously it can go, you know, like Midsummer Murders does have like the odd one-liner joke kind of thing in there, but that's all you can have. If you're doing a drama, you can't you know, you can't put a load of comedy in there, because it doesn't work. So I think I'm going to be looking more at that if I do a drama in the future. Sean, sorry, but where is Bad? I knew someone would be saying that. Loved the clip show. Great to see your journey and the old faces. Your character had a hint of the master, but in an actor hammy way. Ah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. South London resources there. Yeah, I wasn't even associated. Like, honestly, literally, I was not trying to associate it with the master. But I suppose, yeah, I can see that, you know, I can see that. But, I mean, it's funny, because if ever I got into acting seriously, my only goal with acting would be to do Doctor Who. Like, that would be the only, like, be Doctor Who, you know. I wouldn't want... The thing for me is, I wouldn't want to, like, do... I wouldn't want to do a part in Doctor Who, because to me that's a failure. To other people that's a success, but to me, I need to go for gold. I need to be the Doctor. But funnily enough, like recently I've been thinking, you know what, I really like these characters that are villainous. I really like playing these characters that are very egotistical, megalomaniacal, I think is another way to say it as well. So like, you know, megalomaniacal, I can never say that anyway. But yeah, so I think to myself, maybe actually it's not the Doctor I want to play, maybe it's more the Master I want to play. But and I mean, if I was the Master, I'd definitely sport like some sort of leather jacket. I mean, maybe not like that long one, but some sort of leather jacket, because I don't think we've actually had a Master with a leather jacket before. I don't think so, but the Doctor obviously has been in a leather jacket, so I don't know how that would merge in terms of, well, not necessarily in terms of continuity, but having Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor in the leather coat, I don't know whether maybe the Master needs to be something different, needs to be some, you know, dress a little bit differently. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble about Doctor Who, we're not getting into that. I think you should do some comedy shorts outside reselling to give you a much bigger audience. Very true, I could do that, and I could... The issue with me is I didn't want to do that because everyone else is doing that. Everyone else is doing these comedy shorts about phones and about, you know, sex and about drugs and about all these other different things. Oh, and also, I've been watching Good Morning Britain, and my God, do they say some stuff on morning TV that I wouldn't have thought of saying in Thursday Talk. So be prepared that because they're saying it at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will be saying some stuff in Thursday Talks from now on, because I'm more educated on what is allowed to be said at 8 PM in the morning on a breakfast news show. And they say sex about 1 million times, so I know I'm okay to say sex on here. So anyway, but they do it about all these other different things, and it's just, I want to be different. I want to separate myself from the crowd. There is no one, as far as I am aware, and you know, as far as I'm aware right now, there's no one doing reselling comedy specifically. And there is so much I want to touch on. I've got 4 comedy shorts, like written, like done. There's so many different things that you could like attribute to comedy and reselling that you would never even think of. There's absolutely brilliant ideas. There's comic, the amount of visual comedy that you can get out of it is like ridiculous. There's so many different daily tasks in reselling that are just visually hilarious if you do them in a kind of with a little bit of a idiotic persona applied to them. So if you were to you know, if you were to be a character that is very clumsy or idiotic while doing a daily task that a reseller has to do, when you apply those two things together, it becomes like a visual comedian's dream kind of thing. You know, it's like so easy to get this comedy out there and get it, you know, in the way you want it done. And it's so funny. I mean, the things that I think of, I just walk around and then I just think, oh yeah, that'd be brilliant. Like, funny thing was yesterday, now this might not be funny or it might be funny, I don't know. But my friend who, obviously I always talk about, Daniel, he's been on the channel, he was in the clip show actually, he made a little appearance. And he was shadowing a doctor Monday and Tuesday, ready for his junior doctor. And all I could think of when he said shadowing a doctor was, I thought, right, straight away I was thinking, I was getting into my comedian kind of brain, and I was thinking, right, so we could have like a very weird, clingy person who is the junior doctor, right? And then we could say, I've come in to shadow you or something, or say, you know, something like that. And then we're in this doctor says, right, you've got to sign here, da-da-da-da, to obviously say that you're shadowing me for the day, da-da-da-da. And then he walks off and he says, come on then. And then this like really clingy guy walks right behind his shadow, because he thinks, because he's a bit of an idiot and he's clumsy, he thinks that he's meant to be following his shadow. And I thought that might be pretty funny, but I've got to work it in the right way. But you guys can be the judge. I don't know whether that's funny or not. One sec, I'm just having a drink. So, yeah, I mean, there's so much I want to do with it, but it's just time. Time and money, really, is the two. Love the clip show. Great to see your journey and old faces. Yeah, well, oh yeah, I already read that actually. Yeah, but it was, in terms of old faces, it was brilliant to see. Like, well, not to see, but to actually put in the clip show as me actually making it. It was brilliant to see all the, you know, the people in there from the 50th episode. So yeah, have to go now. We'll catch up later. Bye, Leslie. Hope you have a good day. Hi, SLR. Who's SLR? Hi, SLR. Oh, South London reseller. Alright. Give Bads a stall at a car boot. I'm actually doing a car boot this weekend. Yeah, I needed to clear my lockup out of all the crap that I just can't list on eBay. So yeah, I'm just like clearing that out of the car boot, and I thought I'll just quickly go around the car boot whenever I can as well, if possible. But yeah, so I'm doing a car boot on Sunday, but I'm not gonna be Bads at that. That would be terrible. George says 3 + 1, Sean. I feel you're only 2 here. I feel you, only 2 here. Oh, a number of kids. Oh, I get it. Oh my god. I am just slightly concerned that porn in 2030 is going to be fish related. I know, that was just a joke. That was just something I came. I don't know why I came up with that. I thought of Jim Carrey actually on, you know, the Maid of the Mist or something in what is it? What is it? What's that? Bruce Almighty, that's it. And he was in that bit, he was in that rain poncho and he's getting soaked. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, we could do something on a fishing trawler with him. And my mind got to wandering a little bit. And obviously because of my age and because of my, I don't know, rambunctious nature in the sex arena, let's say. My mind got wandering. I thought, oh, you know, we could do something. We could do a little take on a fishing trawler, and then I thought we could get into a nice little, you know, one of them big, you know what, one of them big containers full of fish. We could do something with that, with the slime of the fish. Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail because then it's just going to get like horribly crude and not funny. But basically, that was my kind of basis for that scene. However, I didn't want to push it too far because it wouldn't be funny. So I thought, right, I'll just mention fishing trawler instead of actually going into detail about what the scene actually was. Because when you reveal too much in comedy, it doesn't become funny. Like, Carry On films are funny because they walk that line between innuendo and almost full-on kind of in your face, you know? I mean, some of the times they have almost been full on your face, but it's still quite funny because they walk that line with amazing skill, really, whether that's the writers, the actors, well, as a whole, really. But yeah, but that's where that came from. It's pretty funny. But I didn't, as I said, I didn't want to go into too much detail with that. Question: do you ever counter offers on eBay, or do you just reject them? I've had 2 offers declined completely in the last 24 hours. Both of my offers were about 80-90% of the actual buy it now price. Jimmy Retro, oh, I know who Jimmy Retro is, yeah. I didn't know you were then, Jimmy, and I thought, no, I know your channel actually. No, I generally do a bit of both, so I'll counter offers, I'll reject offers, I'll accept offers. I'll do a bit of all 3. If they're like if it's a £20 item and then it's a tenner, I'll probably just flat out reject it. And then when they come back, if they come back at 12 quid, I'll reject it to try and like push the price up so that then they're more, if they really want it, then that final offer, they've only got one final offer to make the choice, to make the chance of like buying it. So then they may think, hang on, he's not accepted 10 quid, he's not accepted 12 quid, I best go up to like 16, 17 quid here. And if they then do that, then I'll accept it and I'll think, yeah, that's alright. Generally I like about 20% off the price. I won't really, I've done it in the past where I've actually gone, I've actually accepted offers of probably upwards of 40% off the price. But generally, unless it's like a really slow sales day or something, or really slow sales month, generally I'll only accept, you know, 80% of the price, something like that. So, you know, it's like a £15 item. I'd accept like 12 quid. I might accept 10 quid. But generally, if it's 15 quid, maybe like 12 quid. So, yeah, but I do bit of everything. But I know there is an actual strategy out there, the one I just mentioned actually, of declining all the offers except for the last one, to obviously make them like step up their offer a bit more. I don't know whether the strategy's got a name or anything, but just that's out there. That's what a lot of resellers do. They actually decline like the majority of the offers and then let them come back, and then on their final offer they've not got anywhere to go. They have to do a great offer because they know if you decline it, that's it. You're kind of backing them into a corner. If you know, putting it bluntly, you're backing them into a corner of having to do a decent offer, so that then they actually get the item. So if they really want it, they're gonna obviously accept. They're obviously gonna step up the offer, and then you'll accept. But yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit today about training yourself. So what do I mean by that? I mean, on this channel is a brilliant example of that. I'm not saying that I'm brilliant. I'm just saying that I've done this brilliantly in terms of... I'm not saying I'm brilliant, but I've done this brilliantly. Okay, right. But trying to think of ways that I can word this without sounding egotistical, but it's never going to happen, is it? So basically, if you look back on my channel, and this topic is because of the clip show, actually. So I looked back on my channel and thought, oh my god, my old videos, they're, oh god, terrible, terrible. Lighting's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, da da da. And I, you know, when I was compiling this show, I was thinking, oh, I'm getting better and better now, and then I'm seeing my thumbnails improve, and then I'm seeing this improve and this improve. And I've not had help with that, generally. I mean, the only thing I've had help with is my logos on the channel. And that was because I couldn't do Photoshop at the time, so I ended up buying them. And now I can do Photoshop, and I could do them just as well as I bought, you know, the person I bought them off. So it's like, I've done most of this on my channel, the bettering of the channel myself. And what I wanted to talk about is actually training yourself, not necessarily to get into a position where you don't take advice from anyone, or you don't even employ anyone to do anything, or accept anyone else's help, but to get yourself to a position where you can do a good amount of things for yourself within your business. And not only that, if you wanted to start up another branch to your business, you could also, with the skills you got from training yourself, you could actually start that up no trouble. For example, I'll give you a prime example. Not something I'm going to particularly start doing, but if eBay, you know, wasn't particularly working for me, or wasn't getting me as much money, or something like that, in the meantime, with my YouTube, the YouTube part of my business, let's say, I've advanced my knowledge on green screen, mics, editing, all that sort of stuff. So then, if eBay's not quite performing for me, I could start doing paid courses. So I could have another business that I could extend out to, only through my training myself up alongside while I'm running my business. So if you train yourself up to do these things, I wouldn't need anyone or anything, the only thing I'd need is a platform to actually sell my courses on. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you train yourself up, then it means that you can do more for yourself and you can earn more money for yourself. Now, that, as I say, that doesn't mean train yourself up and try and be a one-man band for everything. There are things you need other people for to make whatever it is you're doing better, to give you a stronger business, to give you a stronger quality of product, or whatever it may be. But certainly if you train yourself alongside, and I'm talking train yourself in the things you love doing, and then if that, you know, you train yourself in sewing, or train yourself in, if you like lighting, you know, if you like doing lighting or something, setting up lighting, and you know, looking into how to be effective at actually using lighting to your advantage in video production, whatever it may be, it doesn't really matter. But if you do that, then you've got something to fall back on if something isn't working as well for you. Or even if it is working well for you, you've got something that you can add to your business if you so want to do that. So I always think, like, I wanted to talk about this because it's something that I've done from when I first started my business. I've learned so much stuff other than eBay. And it's not to say that I don't put a lot of time into eBay, or don't I've not spent a lot of time researching eBay. I have, but at the same time, when I realise that I've got a little bit of free time, I use it effectively. I do. That's not to say I don't watch TV like anyone, or doesn't watch, you know, or don't have fun times or anything. But when I've got the free time, I do try and at least better myself in certain areas, as well as having my own free time for myself. So I think it's definitely worth like training yourself to do these other things, because when you're, especially self-employed, because when you're self-employed, you're only looking out for yourself. So if a platform goes down, or if you know, if an income source goes down for you, then there's two options. You either try something different, or basically you go back to work. So the one reason that drives me is because I don't want to go to a normal job. So I have to look at my business as, right, I've got this is going brilliantly at the moment, swimmingly, great. I'm going to put a lot of effort into this because it's going well. Why wouldn't you put effort into something that's going well? However, alongside this, if I've got any free time without taking away from this, I am going to try and do one other thing alongside it and try and build this up. Now, I would never ever say, from personal experience, don't try and do 7 things at once. I've tried it so many times over the last 4 years. I've tried it prior to the last 4 years. It just doesn't work very well. Unless you've got proper systems in place, or you've got employees, or you've got something like that, trying loads of different things at once is probably not going to be a great thing for you. But trying one thing that you're really passionate about and that has the potential to maybe earn you money in the future, or maybe lead you into another career in the future that you might want to do, that's brilliant. That's what everyone should be doing, because they're making so much more use out of their time, as well as having their free time, their me time, let's say. So, like for me, obviously it's video production. Like, I love video production, I love comedy, I love all that sort of stuff. So that's my kind of my other thing, you know, not necessarily makes me a load of money or anything, but I have the knowledge and the tools now for if anything were to happen to my main business, I could earn a little bit of money online and scrape together something at the end of each month, because I am doing even at the moment with YouTube. But I'm meaning, if something, you know, if eBay were to go down slightly, you know, my income were to go down on that, there's so many different sites that I could put more effort into this. I could do more professional courses, and I could put them on Udemy, I can put them on Skillshare, I could put, you know, I could do another YouTube channel at the same time, I could do affiliate marketing more. There's so much more I could do with this. It's just at the moment I don't need to, and there's a few different things morally that I don't do, because I don't particularly, I like information being free for everyone. So that's the reason I'm on YouTube. That's the reason I do YouTube quite a lot, and to the best of my ability, because it's free, and everyone likes free information. So yeah, so although morally I may face a little bit of a challenge with doing some of these other things, the fact is I've built up the knowledge to have that skill set for if I desperately needed to do them, and some of my slightly weaker morals, let's say, can go out the window in one respect, to be able to mean that I actually earn a living without going back to a job or something like that. So yeah, I think training yourself to do other things is so paramount in self-employment, because it's like a wild west, you know. Don't think that you're safe with eBay, or don't think that you're safe with Amazon, because you're not necessarily safe. Now, that doesn't mean to say don't build them, that doesn't mean to say don't put effort into them, but you've got to be thinking a little bit further along and think, right, if something were to happen, what am I going to do to mean that I'm still self-employed the day after eBay goes down, and I've still got a good foundation of you know, income there. And to be honest, I don't think we have to worry. You know, like when I look into the future, I always see a new wave of selling platforms coming through in maybe sort of 2030, 2040. We'll have decentralized selling platforms, which will be peer-to-peer, so there won't be a centralized company involved. So what I mean by that is you will have an interface that's managed by a group of people, and the nodes on the blockchain can actually be basically looked at and verified by anyone who is using or who is a part of the blockchain. You will have an interface on your computer, obviously like a website, something like that, and then obviously that will be on a blockchain, and you will actually have the ability to sell peer-to-peer, maybe with zero fees, or if the actual group of representatives who actually maintain the network, if they would like a little bit of a fee to actually maintain the network in a way that is somewhat centralized, but it's not as centralized as we've got now, if they would like a little bit of a fee, then they will give you a small fee, a small transaction-based fee for the work that they do in maintaining the decentralized platform. So with that in mind, you then think, hang on a minute, if we've got the ability to do this peer-to-peer without any other company getting involved, then you think, holy crap, watch out, you guys, you know, you big guys at the moment, because if everyone can do it peer-to-peer using smart contracts that are going to have pretty much 100% security with your money, and the smart contract would only release the money and the product at the same time. You know, say you had a smart contract, that money would be released to would it be the seller? Yeah, the seller, when the buyer gets the product, and that would be locked in a smart contract on the blockchain, so it would all be done with technology, so you can trust it more on a blockchain that is verified by everyone, and basically that will mean that you don't have to worry anyway, because you can just sell on there. So pretty awesome. But I mean, I'm not the best at explaining it, because I've not got the technical knowledge behind blockchain or crypto or anything like that. But just wait when this technology gets adopted. Even if things even if things go down, there'll be new things that take the place, because that's always what happens. We always move on, but it's always a similar sort of thing to how it was before. It's just a new look or a new device or a new way of doing it, but it's still similar to the old way of doing it. So yeah, anyway, I'm pretty happy about how it is, how we are at the moment, and how we're going to progress. I just hope that we can get to a point in my future where selling is feeless, pretty much feeless, and is basically peer-to-peer, you know, and you don't need a company controlling it. Like, I am so frustrated at eBay at the moment. Like, I don't know whether you've seen on Instagram or Facebook, but they're doing this thing now that if you've got like a higher item not as described rate or something, if it's like 2% or something, then you get 4% extra in fees. Now, if we were to do it on a decentralized peer-to-peer network, there would be no extra fees. It would be the same pretty much forever. It would be like either zero fees, or it'd be a small maintenance fee for the people who are actually, you know, kind of maintaining the blockchain and running the network and helping maintain the decentralized platform. So it's like, why eBay? Because if eBay keep putting their fees up, they are going to be the last one. They're not the last one standing. They're going to be the first one to fall. That's what I meant, you know? Because like Facebook, I can see being here for a while in terms of a selling platform and a social media platform, because Facebook is zero fees as it is. It essentially is a peer-to-peer. It's not decentralized, but it's a peer-to-peer selling platform that has zero fees. The only thing about it is that it isn't decentralized, which means it is controlled by a company who wants profit. A decentralized platform is not controlled by anyone. Well, it's controlled by everyone who uses it. So it's a lot more fair in that respect. But the thing about Facebook is that is the one I feel that if these decentralized platforms come in the next 10, 20 years, that will be the last one standing, because of the way they've set up. The ones with the highest fees for sellers and buyers, they're going to be the ones who are going to drop off quickest, because people are just going to flock to these zero-fee decentralized exchanges and you know, selling exchanges, and they won't want to pay the 40% fees on Amazon. So anyway, we'll see if I'm right. I want to explain this in these videos, because I want to actually see if I'm right or not. Like, I want to see, like, in 20 years, if I look back on this video, I think, oh my god, I was right, or oh my god, I was wrong. You know, how wrong was that, or how right was I? Because I can see the technology, I can see that there's projects at the moment who are doing these, who are building these things, these, obviously, platforms for us, and I'm thinking, is it going to pan out, or isn't it? But I really do think if it does pan out, it will be so much better for selling. And I'm, like, always kind of a person who looks to the future in fear. I've always been like that. I've always thought, oh, you know, the future's going to be weird. It's going to be like, you know, like weird robots all walking around and hover cars and stuff, and it's going to be like not what it is now, and I won't remember it in the same way. But to be honest, I actually look at these technologies that are coming through in terms of blockchain technology, and I think how good it is going to be for you know, for the country, for the world, whatever, you know, for people in general. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling on that, so I'll leave it, because I think everyone's just gone quiet in the chat. They're all like talking among themselves. Macari Vinted are also peer-to-peer without fees, but not decentralized. Well, see, there you go, and it's already coming through. You see, Macari Vinted, South London resellers just said there, they're also peer-to-peer without fees. It's already happening. The next logical step is for us to get rid of the actual centralized company and just implant there into a blockchain, implant this selling platform on a blockchain that is decentralized, and then we're there. So I think it's naturally progressing in that way. It's whether the technology can stand up to it. It's whether in the next 10, 20 years, or however long it would take, they can actually get the technology to a point where it is there. And to be honest, of what I'm seeing with other decentralized platforms on the internet right now, the technology is there. It's just getting these developers to create these things, because it takes a lot of work, like tons and tons of work, tons and tons of investment. You know, I'm talking millions of pounds in investment. So it's, you know, it's doable, it's achievable. If someone had money, and obviously they wanted to set this up, then they could do, and it wouldn't cost billions or anything, you know, it would just cost millions, but it's still a lot of money. So yeah, I think that that's a natural evolution of selling, and I think by the time I'm sort of, well, by the time I'm like my dad's age, you know, like 2050 or something like that, then this will all be under the, you know, this will all be ongoing, it'll be cool, everything will be sorted by then, and then we might see, like, I can see us, like, slowing down with the technological growth. So at the moment, we're really high energy with technological growth, things are coming out all the time, new things and stuff, but I think as I get a lot older, I think it might slow down. Not to say it's going to grind to a halt, but I do feel like it's going to slow down a little bit. Because if you think about it, like the Industrial Revolution, that was like, was that 1750 to 1900s? It was something like that anyway, so 150 years. So if you think, you know, technological revolution, as I like to call it, I don't know whether that is actually a term that people use, but I always think it's probably going to last about 100 years. And if we say that it started in the mid to late 80s, really, with, you know, computers really starting to get popular then, maybe at 1980, something like that, when they're really starting to come through. But, you know, we say that's about 2080, by the time I'm, you know, 50, 60, 70, I can see it starting to slow down. Although, I might be completely wrong on that, I don't know, I'm just guessing. But, you know, I might be like, I might be so far wrong, it might, like, speed up massively and might get, like, really crazy. But I don't know. Anyway, would love to meet Ben Fitzpatrick, Nick, Lex, Tom, Tap Peddler, and list goes on. What about me? You, Peter, you're literally watching me right now and you've not put me on your list for people you'd like to meet. Oh, that is terrible. Oh, my God. Have you put further up? Have you put me further up, maybe? I can't see you. I can't see where you've put me. You've not even put me, have you? You've forgotten about me. Question. You've literally forgotten about me and you're watching me. Oh my God. Hitman UK. Questions to all. Which reseller would you like to meet for a day? For me, it would be Ben Fitzpatrick, as he's the first video I came across and why I am now a reseller. For me, ooh, it's a good question, isn't it? Because, I mean, I met Celtic Traders and I really wanted to meet Caroline and Phil. and they surpassed expectations. I was really, really happy with. You know, when you're like, you see people online and you're not sure like they're gonna be the same, but Caroline and Phil are exactly the same. They're brilliant personalities, brilliant people, and I was so happy to have met them. So that was like the one, you know, for a year or so, that they were the people I wanted to meet. And I'm now thinking, like, I really don't know. I mean, obviously, I could say the obvious answer being Nick, because he got me into reselling. So obviously that would be a big one for me, but I don't know whether it'd be someone else I'd want to meet more, because what I'm trying to do in my mind right now is divide it into someone I want to meet because they are a brilliant reseller, and someone I just want to meet. Like, I mean, I know Nick is a brilliant reseller, but I'm talking about like meeting Nick as just someone I want to meet because he got me into reselling. If I wanted to meet like a brilliant reseller, like someone else who's a brilliant reseller, I should say, that's really, really hard. Like, I mean, Ben is an absolutely brilliant reseller. I don't know. It's so hard. I mean, like, Joe comes to mind as being someone who is completely turned on with what he's buying, with like sales velocity. So he can, like, without fail, every time he picks something up, he's like, right, I can list this, and he knows it's gonna sell within a certain time frame if he puts a certain price on it. That's the level I want to get to. I want to be so good with my reselling where anything I pick up, I know the exact price of, and I know, look, if I put it on at this price and with these keywords, it's going to go within 2 days, 4 days, 5 days. I can do that with some items right now, but I want to do it with like so many different items. And Joe strikes me as a type of person who can do that with a lot of the items he picks up. He really does. He's aware of the market. When I mean Joe Pennies, or Joe, is it Chris Pine, his surname? But he goes by Joe Pennies anyway, but he's really tuned in. So if I was wanting to meet like a brilliant reseller, then yeah, I would say Joe, because he knows what he's doing, you know? And obviously he was one of the first UK resellers on the scene on YouTube as well. So yeah, but it's a very, very hard question, because to me it's like, I don't know where, I want to meet certain people just to meet them, but if I was wanting to meet someone who's a genuinely brilliant reseller, it's two different questions, so I have to have kind of two different answers. What is Ads talking about, by the way? I missed it. I knew people would have tuned off. I knew people would have been like in one ear out the other when I was starting my rant. What's the topic again? I've lost the thread. It was training yourself. I had a chat about that before. Wow, we 134. We're not, God, I talk a lot, don't I? We're like halfway through and I've done about 5 hours worth of talking. Question, Ads. I studied filmmaking and now teach it. Oh, you're a teacher. And it's the best thing I ever did. Would you ever go to uni and study it? No. Right? And here is... We're going to get on a rant again, and I apologise if there is anyone in the chat who is in favour of the education system and who has a university degree. But I personally, and this is coming from someone who quit uni, so basically, I unless I've got a like, this is why I kind of want the piece of paper, so that then I can say, look, I don't care about this piece of paper, and I'm not like being somewhat hypocritical. So right now I don't have a certificate to say, look, well actually I do, because I got a certificate for higher education, business management higher education for level 4, but I didn't get one for the level 5 and level 6, which would be a full degree. Was it level 5 I got? No, I think it was level 4. Level 4 or level 5 anyway. But basically I think it's level 4 to 6. Once you do level 4, level 5 and level 6, which is 4-year degree, that's where you get your BA in business management. But anyway, so I do have a little certificate, but thing is, when I was in uni, I didn't like the way we were doing it. We would get asked to do a case study, and then we would do like Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and what was the other one, like, there's so many. I used to be great at business I'm great in, academic world. The only reason I actually, quit my uni course, if you want to call it that, is because of my anxiety, is because of my generalized anxiety disorder. It got so bad that I couldn't go into college, or I couldn't go into uni. So, well, I was doing the uni course at my college, as I mentioned before. So I always say uni, but I was actually at the college, but you know what I mean. I was doing a degree at the college, but I couldn't actually go to college, so I couldn't do it. I would have completed it, and I would have got a decent grade. I'm not going to say I would have got a brilliant grade, but I would have got a decent grade if I completed it, because I was good at that stuff. I was good at academic study. I was good at Taylor, whatever the one with Taylor was. The one with the spade, where he made the spade for like miners or something, like 25% bigger, so then they'd be more efficient at shoveling coal or something. I don't know. But anyway, all these different things, and the Ansoff's matrix in marketing, and all this crap. Have I ever once used that in my business, right? Have I ever once used that in my business? The answer, no. There is one or two things out of my entire time of studying business, which was 6 years of studying business, from year 10 to obviously my first or second year of doing the degree. Don't know whether it was first or second, but basically there's been like two things in that entire time. We do not learn how to be self-employed. I want to set up a university that actually solely teaches people how to be self-employed, how to do a tax return, how to register as a business online, how you can do your accounting effectively. Now, granted, I will put my hands up and say they do teach you good accounting in uni and college. What they do not teach you is cash basis. Now, I'm only ever on cash basis because I'm not going to do over, I think it's like 150 grand now until you have to do traditional accounting. So I can't really see myself going over that, maybe in the future, but I don't know. But I think it used to be about 80 grand or something, and then you had to change over to traditional. Now, I know traditional accounting. I've learned it. If I could refresh myself on it, and I could do my balance sheet, profit and loss account, or income statement, and what's the other one, cash flow forecast each year. I could do that. I don't do that. I just do cash basis. So in this other university that I'd set up, I'd teach cash basis and traditional. I'd teach, like, I'd say you don't need to do a business plan if you're going to be a reseller or you're just going to be a small business. I didn't do one. I just literally went to the car boot, got an item, bought it back, sold it. Not hard, is it? You don't need a business plan to do that. Granted, we need a business plan if you're going to set up a big company. Maybe you're buying a shop, maybe, you've got a lot to do. I get it. You need a business plan. But I want them to teach the basics of small business, of running a small business. What we got taught is like high-level managerial business that I didn't want to do that. That's the thing is, we're always taught in that way because the people who do the degrees want to go on and be in a business, high up in a business. Not necessarily the CEO, but they want to be high up in an organisation. I never wanted to do that. I wanted to own my own business. I wanted to choose my own destiny. I don't have a problem with people who want to, work at a big corporation, high up or whatever. That's their prerogative. But for me personally, I wanted to choose my own destiny. I didn't want to have a boss. We weren't taught anything really about how to do that other than the traditional accounting. But as I say, I don't actually use now, but I understand where it can be used. And we did do business plans, but as I say, I didn't need a business plan, or I didn't choose to do a business plan for my reselling. So it's like, for me personally, if I was getting, the one thing I'd like to study is investing. I would love to study investing at university level. So that would be, I'm talking like, investing in terms of charts. So looking at charts, looking at like Bollinger Bands and looking at moving averages, looking at Fibonacci retracement, or however you say it, all these different things, looking at a graph. But let me tell you, if you did an investing course at university, I doubt that would be touched on, because that is practical investing. It seems to me like in the education system at university, they want to teach you all this stuff relating to higher managerial positions and not the basic stuff that earns so many people millions upon millions of pounds. The people who are millionaires from cryptocurrency or from stocks, they just look at charts. They just, look at charts. They're probably self-taught, and they just do that. Whereas the people who go to university and do these courses, now I'm generalising here, or I'm stereotyping, so I apologise, but certain people do the degree, and I'm not saying everyone, I'm not trying to stereotype, but it seems to me like some people are like this. They'll do the degree, get the piece of paper, and they'll think they're quite high and mighty with that piece of paper. They'll go into a half-decent job, and they have this like corporate mentality, and I just don't think that's particularly what we should be teaching. I don't mind that being taught, but what I want is a full scope. I want them to teach the basics of, actually practical basics of running a business alongside these theories and these theorists, like Abraham Maslow, like whatever the other ones are called, because I don't have a problem with that. You need to know that. In the upper echelons of business, you need to know some of those things. I'm not doubting it, but basic level business, it doesn't mean anything. So that's my rant done. Now, if I got a piece of paper from a university and I was a master of whatever it would be, I don't even know what it would be in investing, but let's say I got an MBA, so a master of business and administration, or whatever it's called. Would I feel differently about this piece of paper? Would I be an egotistical git about having that piece of paper? Probably. And would I change my opinion on the education system? Probably, because my morals only go so far as to when I've actually got that piece of paper. So now I've not got the piece of paper, I'm ranting about it because I've not got that piece of paper. But if I have that piece of paper, I'll be like, you know what, just chill out about it. But maybe I need to get that piece of paper. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to prove to everyone, and I'll get that piece of paper. And when I have it, I can make my own mind up. Maybe, you never know, I probably wouldn't do this, but maybe I would rip the paper in half saying, I don't believe in this, but I'm glad I got the piece of paper anyway, but I don't believe in it, so I'm going to rip it in half, and that's what I think of you. I can do this on my own. I'm going to make millions using my strategies, not yours. Therefore, I'm going to prove, even though I do have the piece of paper, I can make millions without the piece of paper, without the knowledge that got me the piece of paper, and then we're all going to be cool, and then it'll be cool. Anyway, I'm rambling, I'm ranting, I'm going insane, Oh God, I'm going insane. Oh, God. I'm going insane. That wasn't the question. Why? What was the question? Oh, yeah. No, I said it. Investing. I'd love to do investing if I got a piece of paper. Please don't get me started on the education system. As far as I'm concerned, it is a scam. That's brilliant, Tom says there. Paul says, question, can you move on now? You are boring us. What do you want me to talk about, Paul? Whack a question in there. Is it going to university about making money? No, it's about getting intelligence and bettering yourself. But for me, it always was about making money. I did my blooming university course to make money. I only wanted to be a businessman, so I was expecting that business course to make me loads of money, like, the knowledge I got from it, and I didn't, and I ended up having to teach myself everything I have to know anyway. It's ridiculous. But anyway, Ad's dying on his sword. Ad's dying on his sword. That's brilliant. Someone take his batteries out. That's brilliant. I only went to college for 2 years and studied 2 IT courses, but only used it like twice to get me part-time jobs in IT 7 years ago, so it was still fun. I loved the camaraderie in like university and college and stuff. I think that's a good part of the education system. Like, you're around people and you're learning to socialise, you're learning that group mentality. However, I never fit in with the group mentality. I was always the guy who, I'm going to do this on my own. We had a debate once. I don't know whether I've told you this actually. We had a debate, and I don't know the subject of the debate. I might have actually said this, but I don't know. But we had a debate in college one time. And basically everyone else, I was at the table here and the other people were at the table there, like the opposing team. And I was like, right, no, we need to do this, we need to do this. And everyone was like crowding around, like, no, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I was like, if you do that, we're going to lose. Just let me do it my way, because I can make us win this. And then when we did the verbal debate, I got really passionate. I knew I was like on this. I knew what I wanted to say that would make me win. And I was very, very passionate. I overspoke to the other person, because in one way debates are about being quite firm and quite like, you know, establishing your role as an alpha male, let's say, in that debate. Because if you do that, then it will make you more it'll make you, to other people, it'll make you more confident, and it'll make people think or perceive that your debate or what you're saying is better than the other person, because you're basically becoming that alpha male role. Again, it's a bit of bads coming in there. But basically I was very firm, I was very clear on what I was saying, the delivery was good. I was, you know, I'd say I was very quite bold and outspoken, like I am now on Thursday Talks, and yeah, hands down I won. And the debate that we were, well, sorry, I see that I'm doing it right now. I won. I didn't win. My team won. That is how bad I am at being in a team, because I don't like it. I like being on my own. Like, I just feel like everyone else lets me down. It's so bad, isn't it? But no. So basically, we won, even though I don't know what the debate quite was, but I'm pretty sure we were like WH Smith, and then they were another company, and the things that we were told to look into weren't the strongest points or anything, but just because I had that confidence, I had the delivery, all that sort of stuff, I was quite, you know, bold with the way I was speaking and presenting. They gave the verdict was our team won because of that, because in debate terms, maybe the facts weren't the best. However, because of the way we debated it, or the way I debated it mostly, we end up winning. Anyway, I'll leave that. Answer the question, man. I've answered it. What question? Would you like to study filmmaking? Original cue from Lex. Oh, right. No, I want to. What I would really like is I'd like a mentor in filmmaking who would actually tell me what to do in the practical sense, rather than studying it in terms of a uni course. Maybe, I don't know, Lex, can you confirm that? Is it like when you're in uni for filmmaking specifically, is that actually more practical? Is that better? You know, in terms of the education in that regard, is that better than it would be with something like business? Maybe that's a little bit more you know, focused on the right things. But yeah, certainly I would just rather get a mentor in that respect. But it's hard getting a mentor. Like, you can't just wander up to someone who's a filmmaker and go, could you mentor me? It's probably not going to happen. You know, it's like 90% not going to happen. I wish that's how it works. I mean, when I'm older, I often thought about this. Like, would I, if I was still reselling in 20 years' time, because of how hard it was, well, it wasn't that hard for me to get into reselling, because I had mentors in the form of Nick and Tom and all the others and Ben and Matt who were on YouTube. But would I actually consider one-to-one mentoring someone who is, you know, sort of my age now, wants to get into reselling when I'm older? And I thought to myself, you know, out of sort of making it easier for them, I would do. But then I thought to myself, well, if I make it easy for them, are they really going to fulfill their potential? Because they won't, I'll just shelter them from all the problems, and then they won't end up being the best that they can be anyway, because the problems are what makes you a better reseller. If you don't go through those problems, or you get sheltered by someone else from those problems, you won't be as good as a reseller. You won't be as tough, for one. So, yeah, it kind of means to me that, like, maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't want to do that, you know? So, having a mentor is all well and good, but I think if you are the person who's mentoring someone, you have to let them go out and make their own mistakes, to make them see, look, this is wrong, this is right, this is where you've failed, this is how you can get back up, and da-da-da-da. And maybe you can, you know, somewhat educate them on that, but while they are failing, or while they are doing something wrong, so that then they still become a stronger person through it. So, you know, I used to be very pro mentors, and although I would actually still love a mentor just out of, you know, laziness, because they'll just feed me stuff, like spoon feed me, I still don't think it's the best route to go, because as I said, you know, I think that it doesn't make you a strong enough person as you get older if they're going to shelter you from all the problems. Now, if there's a mentor who is less like that and maybe a little bit more autocratic, that might be better. You know, that might work more. But yeah, ads is just the best. Why? Well, I just speak. That's all I do. Question: can we have your mum's reaction to ads? You know what she first said to me? She questioned my sexuality. She said to me, well, I'm not going to say the exact words, but basically she questioned my sexuality. She walked out and she said, why are you putting a toothbrush down your throat like that? It is incredibly weird. And I said to her, yes, but is it funny though? And then after about 10 minutes more of watching it and kind of understanding who Bads was, and also the kind of comedy I was going for as well, with that visual comedy at the start, she then kind of understood that actually it was the how do you say it? Caricature of, or like an amplified version of a character, or of even somewhat of myself. But she kind of got it anyway, and then I asked her again, was that funny? And then she said, yeah, it was okay, it was reasonably funny. So I think that that's the best reaction I'm going to get from her, because I wanted to establish whether that was funny. I kind of kept asking people, you know, like, I asked my friends, I asked my mum, I didn't ask my dad, he's not watched it, don't think it would be best if he watched it actually, but I asked a few people who'd watched it, you know, family and friends, is it funny, are these pieces funny, like, was the coat hanger bit funny, was, you know, I was questioning myself, but to be honest, when I was doing it, I was quite confident that yes, these are funny, or somewhat funny at least, in the visual comedy kind of realm, because I've not studied visual comedy, but I've watched documentaries on it, I've read into it, and I know there's certain things that you can do that allow something to be funny. So something that isn't meant to be in a certain place, like the banana coming up there, that's funny because you're expecting me to get something else out, you know, but it's actually a banana, so it's funny because of that reason, because it's something you're not expecting, it's an item that isn't in the correct place, so to speak, so it's funny because of that. And then obviously things that are bigger than usual can be quite funny, and all this sort of stuff. There's a great documentary that explains so much of this that I watched by Rowan Atkinson, obviously, because he's like one of the kings of visual comedy at the moment, and he explains all the different ways, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's called, I forgot it. If you type in YouTube anyway, Rowan Atkinson visual comedy documentaries, I mean, it'll come up, but I forgot what it is. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, it's brilliant, and I've read into it as well. I've read into a few of the early visual comedians as well, from the early 1900s, and it's absolutely brilliant, some of the stuff they do. And for the time as well, like, they were doing, in like 1915, 1920, 1925, they were doing like shots that I do now, like, that are, you know, like sped up shots, or slowed down shots, or like things like randomly disappearing, and I think, hang on a minute, this was way before computer editing. How the hell did we edit these shots? Anyway, so I looked into it a little bit, and I think of what I read, they kind of have a reel, like, you know, one of the old film reels. I knew that was how he kind of structured it, but I didn't know how he edited one of those physical film reels. But I think they like cut the film, like actually physically cut the film, and then add little bits on and like attach it somehow, and that's how they make the jump cuts and stuff. However, I don't know how they do the speeding up. You know, like when you see the really early sort of visual comedies, well, not necessarily really early, but, you know, sort of 20s, 30s. They do like chase scenes that are really, really fast, and I'm like, how did they do that without, you know, editing software on a computer? It baffles me, and it makes me think, you know what, like, if they could do that right now, I'm really not pulling my weight as, for one, an editor, for one, a visual comedian, or if you would like to call me that. I mean, I shouldn't start saying that's what I am, because I'm not a visual comedian. I'm not half as good as any of these people, so I can't really say that yet. I can't really own that title yet, but certainly, like, I mean, it makes me think, like, if they were doing all the things that I do back then, like I need to be doing some amazing stuff now because we're 100 years later almost, and it's like if I'm doing the same stuff or I'm doing the same editing techniques, it really makes me think that, you know, we've not really progressed that much. So I need to really maybe I need a little bit of a team behind me. I need to assemble a team and get maybe an editor and stuff, because I'm not that great at editing. You know, I'm okay at it, but I'm not brilliant. Again, comes back to teaching yourself. I could always spend a little bit more time and teach myself, so that's something I could do. It's just getting the time to do this stuff. South London, we saw it. Explore genre. It will give you a wider game-moo? What's game-moo? Game-moot techniques for comedy. Explore genre. Well, yeah, I know I could do. I might explore genre. I might do. But I feel quite I feel quite comfortable in the reselling realm. Like I can do so much. The only thing that annoys me is my lack of editing skills, or my lack of you know, my lack of production skills and stuff like that, and my lack of camera skills as well, for one. I need like other people to be around me to make it the best that it can be, but I suppose in time I might be able to. Ads, read Jerry Palmer, The Logic of the Absurd. Great book on about how to write comedy. I will have a look at that. A camp clown. What's forge your a camp? Why? It's rabbits and car headlights. Oh, are you giving me ideas? Is that what's happening? I just didn't know then. Is that what's happening? You're giving me ideas for comedy or something? Hi folks, late again. Looks like Ads is on form. Oh, I am on form today. Oh my god, yeah. I've ranted loads. I would say I don't know what's on form or not for me, really. I don't know whether it's whether on form for me would be talking about reselling, or on form for me would be actually diverging onto other subjects that aren't about reselling. I don't know which is which, really, but I think maybe both are right. But whoa, what's that? Will Q4 hamper your hang on a minute. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Where's Sib K today? He wasn't in last week, was he, either? Will Q4 hamper your exploration of genre? No, it will not. Anyway, I'm not gonna satisfy that with an answer. The general every week has Q4 changed? I'm not gonna. Gamoo. What does that mean? South London. Gamoot. What does that actually mean? I don't even know what that means. Oh, that's weird. Hi everyone. I'm late too. Oh, BCP's here. Hi there. So yeah, what are we? Oh god, we're at over an hour now, so I better go. Sorry, I forget now. I just completely forget. So I better go because I've got quite a few listings to do today. I've got, what else have I got to do? Oh, I've got to label up some packages. And that's, yeah, about it. I need to get on with listing because, my god, I've slacked recently. Like, I've not been doing any listing the last few days. I did like 5 or 6, like, on Tuesday or something. But, yeah, Tuesday I think it was. But I've been really slacking. It's been pretty poor recently, so I definitely need to get. When are you doing car boot ads? I'm doing one this Sunday. I might do a whole video, but I don't suppose I'll actually get a lot from the car boot. I'm just actually doing it. I'm selling there, so yeah, I don't suppose I'm gonna get a lot from the car boot because I won't be able to be on it. You know, I won't be able to go around much at all. So we'll see. I might get a bit. I mean, I don't know whether I'll even be able to fit much in the car anyway, because I'll have a load of stuff with me. So, anyway, I don't know. But I'm going there. Oh, I don't know whether I said. Did I say? I don't know whether I said, but I've, basically, I have decided to pull out of the cabinet now. I'll just quickly finish off with this bit of news, actually. I don't know whether I said. I might have said before, so I apologise if I'm doubling up. But I did decide to pull out the cabinet. I am basically pulling out on the 30th or 31st of August because it was something about the way their like period of notice works. So I didn't, basically I gave them notice like mid-July, and if you want to leave at the end of July, you have to give them notice like the first week of July or something. So now I have to wait till the end of August to actually leave. But it's just not working out for me. I might have said it before, I apologise if I have, but it's just not working out for me. So I just thought, well, I'll just earn more on eBay and do it that way. It's just easier. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I reckon Feb 2019. Yeah, I'll message you about that actually, Tom. Yeah, I heard it got postponed or something, so I'm thinking it'll be a bit more off now. But anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much. And I will see you in the next one. So get some work done, guys, as well. Make good use of the day. Get a load of work done. Make me proud. Get all those sales. And I will see you in the next one. So I'll see you very soon. Doodle 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 doodle.